Thank you.
Doing my 1/4 inch. From the edge, right? All right. 1/4 inch from the edge. Actually, he said past the eyes, we go down to 1/8 of an inch. That's why it didn't look right. Because that's narrow through there, and he warned us not to even mess with it yet. Got to be careful. And I reckon we got to do our gouges before we round off there, don't we? I don't even know where the gouge goes. 1/8 of an inch.
I feel like it's the posh brush.
What's that? It just keeps picking up.
Yes.
Don't want to get it too narrow, right, Barry?
Right.
Barry brought in a really gorgeous one. He said this will never be on a cane though, because his beak was way too thin.
Grandma,
Here it
can you
is.
put the thumb? I can
All
do
done.
fingers with this hand.
We're gonna do this.
Isn't that pretty?
With the beak
Yeah.
is too skinny,
It's too fragile.
but I like him. I like him. So I have a cane and I'm putting him on. I'm carving the cane right now. I'm putting him on it. Wood burning the cane rather.
Barry, when you go, is that the only one you have? That one you showed us? The one
Yeah,
you
the
kept?
other one, other one, the one before that is with Denny at the
That's it.
Michigan Wood Carvers.
You'll have to check
And-
the box I gave you, because I'm not sure if I put Dad's sample in that, but it's easier for people when they can see. That's why he kept one, so he would have
Right,
a 3D
right.
model. If not, you might want to let them use yours with the warning about the beak.
Here's an example of what not to do.
Don't get this too narrow. But if they stick with Dad's 1/8 of an inch rule, or yeah, 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah, it's better to go slow, I think, and take a little off, and you can't put it back on, I guess.
Right.
That's a really good point. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
With that caricature colt, I got the neck too skinny, and I tried to build it up with quick wood, but that hardened like cement, and I was afraid to
Oh, this sticker's
use a knife or anything on it that it might ruin my blade. So
Mhm.
that one went in the fire pit.
Did it really? Did you really burn that? No. Say it's not true.
Well, I had a friend that cut me another blank, so I did end up with a finished one. For as finished as I could get it, I guess.
I found some more of those blanks. 2 to be exact. If we ever
Okay.
want to do them again. And Barry, I didn't want to overwhelm you because you're still putting your shop together.
Yeah.
And you never said that you'd be willing to take over teaching classes, but I've kept in the original totes that he had them organized. I've kept several of the classes, like the cat. We've got lots of blanks of that,
Yeah.
which was a hard one. I didn't even finish that one, so
Okay.
I can't speak to that, and that requires the wood shop, so I don't know if we'll ever revisit it, but we have the blanks, and he worked hard to get those blanks because that was not an easy blank.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
And the snowman, got a box for the snowman,
Okay.
which we've kind of done twice. We did snowman and snow lady, some of us.
Tell me which ones you want.
Okay.
And there's some others in there. I took to Waterford on Thursday. It was a cool blank, but I said I had to be honest with myself. I probably would never do it. It was a buffalo.
Okay.
Bison. I guess it was a bison, and it was big. It was about this tall, about this tall and this long. It was a good sized bison.
That's
But
cool.
it was already cut out. I mean, so the rough out wouldn't be that. I mean, you just follow the lines just like we're doing here.
Yeah.
But it's just a big piece. And I thought, what would I do with it? You know, I'm trying to be realistic because I still have about 40 totes here that I have to get rid of. And
As I said,
eventually,
if you ever want help going through them, I'll be there for you.
oh man,
So, Michelle,
sir.
here is the dragon,
Oh, that
and
is
here's
cool.
another blank.
Mm.
So,
Fred, what do you say to carving a dragon? We only have
I'd
two
get,
blanks.
I'd give it a try if you guys will help.
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty big, isn't it?
it is.
I like it.
It's about 8 inches long, give or take.
Where did you get those?
Your dad? They were out in the barn, and he
You
had them
don't
on
know
a.
where he got them, huh?
He had them in a box in the barn, and he just said, "Here, do you want these?"
And there's two of them. He was
Uh,
probably planning to cut some more out.
yeah, and I said, "Well, I'm not going to waste good blanks, so
Mm-hmm.
so if you want to do one or two, you can have these, Michelle."
I want to do one, but I want
Okay.
to do it with you guys. Do you want to do one?
Yep, that'd be cool.
All right,
It's
so we just have to set up
interesting.
a good time to do it.
Let me see if I can work this to make a blank, another blank.
Well, right,
Um,
because you've got all of his tools, right?
right, right. Plus my own. I've got my own bandsaw, my own
Mhm.
scroll saw.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I didn't notice this, but if you look at the two,
Mm-hmm.
hang on a sec. If you look at these two, the tails are
The
different.
tail is different.
Yeah, but the
I like
heads
the
are
one.
exactly the same. So I'm
I
not
like
sure
the
why.
one go with the tail going up. I
Yeah.
like that better.
Fred, what do you think? Which one's better
And flower for this one.
that you'd want to do?
This one looks
Maybe the one in your right
similar.
hand.
It's the same.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
He likes it
Um,
going down. I like it going up. So
so I'll try and actually I may see if I can come up with
That's it.
a blank of another blank of each of these. And then Fred can pick and Michelle can pick and so
well,
can I.
let's if you do an extra blank,
Hmm.
I'm thinking we could do it as a class if one of us is willing to go ahead and try it out
Right.
first and figure out
Right.
what's where the caveats are.
Yep. Right. Right. Okay.
Because Russ was pretty interested in the dragon too.
He was. Yeah.
Because
So let's think about January for that. That's where we used to do our bigger, longer projects because more people were willing to commit in
Right.
January. I mean, it's winter
Right.
months and people are staying home anyway.
Right. And Rob did most of his carving out in Arizona, and that's when he's there
Yeah.
because all his equipment is there, most of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's right.
maybe he would join us for that.
That would be cool.
All right. Well, as soon as I
So,
get some semblance of a workshop, in other
right.
words, free
You
up
got,
my bandsaw and my scroll saw, then I'll
Mhm.
start working on towards getting these
Yeah,
blanks.
you gotta get yourself set up first. I got that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds like we've
Cool.
got enough interest that we might want to actually run that as a class.
Yeah. All right.
But I'd like to have a
Lucy's
try at it
out.
first. I'm gonna have to dedicate more
Lucy.
time to carving.
the beach chocolate pearls. I want two identical tiny on the middle.
Doing my 1/4 inches, which is a little tedious, but worth it. Keep my eyeballs in track here. Make sure I don't take off too much, as Fred said.
So Fred, here is my wolves.
That's
Oh, that
right.
looks nice.
It's all done.
And
the
that's with
frame
the
is-
tongue oil, right?
Yeah, the frame is tongue oiled,
I
and
thought it would
now
be
I'm gonna.
darker.
I did too. I'm surprised. This is a new can, and it's not the same brand. So I was surprised that it was light. I just made an assumption that tongue oil would be tongue oil and all the same
Mhm.
color.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got another can, and I'll pull that out and see if it's different. Try it on a sample, and then if
Mhm.
it comes out a little darker, I may add it to this.
Because you were planning on it being dark, right? To pick up the
I
dark.
was indeed right.
That's why you did.
I'm
Yeah.
passing it down
Right,
for that
right.
to be best
Hmm.
before I put it.
I set mine aside because even though now you can see the moon,
You could also choose from other ones.
it
too.
is just white. And I need to do something to the moon, and my wolves still disappear. You literally have to go up and look at them to see them, I think. Can't really see my wolves from there.
Yeah. Well,
So I've got more work to do on it, but yesterday I said I did. Usually when I'm at work on my break and I know it's carving day, I get an idea or I know exactly what I want to do.
Finger can bend it
And
down.
this time at 5 o'clock, I was still like, I don't know what to do, so I'm not doing it. I just better not even try because I'll screw it up. So I didn't. Instead, I went through some books that my dad had left, and that was a good exercise. But then I got all excited about carving again because I found some stuff I wanted to do.
Okay.
Back to the dragon, it seems like I have seen some wood carving books on like medieval dragons and stuff. I don't know.
Gary
Hmm.
had one
Yeah, I
that
kept
had
it.
several different dragons in it, and I made photocopies of one that was the closest to this. And it may have been what he made the blanks from. So
I think he would have told me if he made the plan, but you think he would have told me when he bought them.
right,
Because I've
right.
been badgering him ever since we went to
Okay.
on that tour and I saw the dragons carved into the chair leg
Right.
and the table leg. I was like, I want to do that, but I wanted to do it as a relief.
Okay. Which one
But
you want?
hey, in the round's good too. Maybe we do both. Maybe doing in the round will help me create a better relief or vice versa.
Just move along. Before
Yeah.
you
Is
go.
that a tiny one of this?
The tiny ones we have are like this, just little leaf.
Yeah, little.
The little leaf. Okay.
I'm really bad at rounding, so I'm spending more time with my lines trying to do it right. Because I just have a hard time with rounding.
Okay.
It's my challenge. About 1/8 of an inch. So I'm gonna spend the time up front to hopefully avoid my usual pitfalls with my rounding. I just don't get it as round as I like it. Everybody else's seems to be so much better. And I think it's because I don't remember my guidelines or I don't know. I'm not gonna do it wrong this time.
I love them.
Okay, so I
Oh,
got a
yeah,
quarter there.
I often forget to go back and keep looking at them,
Right.
and I
I think that's
just
what's happening to me. I just start
carve
curving,
away. Yep.
but I'm making it a point. Dad would be so proud of me, finally following the rules and actually measuring things off for the most part. And this is where that flexible ruler really comes in handy because I can bend it quarter inch.
It's too light up.
It's too hot.
Take it out for a second. Just put it back in. The stickers don't get hot. It's too hot. and it's too different. Stick it back in. Mhm.
Four fingers is fine, but five is okay. This was about to turn off.
Mhm.
This hand is done. I might just do another round.
Yeah, like I said, that's the best coat, so it's good to do a double round.
Oh, there it is. It's right there. It's kind of this.
Yeah, the pink
There. But still, I like
is the base here. The stickers aren't going together.
it. Those two.
Yeah, see how shiny they are?
Yeah. Grandma,
Mhm.
if you out there,
Let's do another round.
that would make it 3. Grandma, can I paint your nails next?
I'm gonna do those on tonight.
Hmm. I would make it 3.
Stick your thumbs in.
This one already used that.
Stick your thumbs in.
Can I paint your toenails?
They paint.
Hmm.
Maybe you can paint people. Stick these fingers in.
I already did it.
It's not sticking. Swipe.
Like swipe.
This takes any stickiness off. Sometimes this polish is sticky. Nice and shiny. Sticky.
I did 2.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, what do you think?
I love it. How many more hours until people's done?
Another hour.
Can we
Pussy
leave
button.
this stuff out so I can paint the best fingers or toes?
Sure.
I'm a really good painter.
Yeah. And if I don't put those nails on, that I'll the bottom and lift them off. So,
So my daughter has the day off today,
Yeah.
and she
Cool.
said to me, I'm gonna clean my room because she lost something and she can't find it.
Ah,
Yeah.
And now I'm hearing music. So I guess that plan
yeah.
went out the window. She got distracted.
You said your daughter's kind of artistic. Does she have any, uh, does she want to start wood carving, I guess is my question, or have any
No, no, she never really she's done some of the designs that we've used for the wood burning in the classes. She's done those, but yeah, she's majoring in animation. And she gives me advice sometimes on my painting because she's good at painting and drawing and all that. But she never got into the wood carving. Although she really liked my blue heron. She's very encouraging to me as the not so artistic one in the family. She tries to encourage me. So both of my children are very musically inclined, and Katie can draw, but as she says, it's less talent and more skill because she worked very hard to learn how to do it and practiced a lot, which is kind of how I feel about my wood carving. I don't have much talent, but if I keep after 100, I should be decent. That should be the rounding of the handle. Now we need to go for the head. It's this takes a lot. Which is probably why I never did it before. Because I was like, just let me start carving. But lacked patience and due diligence. This off, so I'm going to move 1/4 inch here.
Good call.
Oh, okay. So down at the bottom, it comes to a peak. It shows you exactly that chunk that needs to come off. Pretty cool. here to the beak. Just do it here.
You gotta take that whole corner off, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Did you see that?
Change sizes.
Makes
Yeah, I see
sense.
that.
Yeah. Been a
And then
long
I think
time since
I
we've done
watched all
this.
those little videos that you sent, and
Yeah,
your dad, I think, recommended to go around sideways instead of down because he split one, I think he
right,
said.
right. When you carve it, absolutely. Glad you remembered that. And I hope I remember when I get to that part, because you know how you get going. You're just tearing it up. Yeah. This rate, I won't get to carve it all. That's wrong, Michelle. That's the beak. Don't do that. Don't do a 1/4 inch on the beak. Said. But this part, probably yes. I'm doing it under his chin here. These are really just guidelines, I know. Ultimately, it'll be how it looks. But for roughing in, that's why they call it rough, I guess. It should give us a good starting point. It just occurred to me that even though the traditional viewpoint is to do it a 1/4 inch from the edge, it would be more accurate and better to do it from your center line, to do however, like 3/4 inch from your center line. No, I guess that wouldn't work either because it's a different shape. I was thinking, it's not always perfect the way it gets cut out,
Yeah.
but it's a different shape, so that wouldn't work either to use your center line to do it. And a 1/4 inch from my hole, the edge of my hole. No, I should be doing a 1/4 inch from the edge of this. See, I got myself backwards already. Which is about the same, must be a 1/2 inch. Ziggy, set timer. Ziggy, set timer.
How long?
9 minutes.
9 minutes, starting now.
Okay.
And I'm just
Really interesting. The edge of my circle is coming up right where those corners are. Pretty good. Must be doing it right. And I gotta do this side.
She's so cute. It's cutie.
Where did you get that side?
To her ears and stuff.
Okay.
But I got all my lines. I got my lines on. Only took 2 sessions to get my lines on. Ready to start roughing out.
These two.
Those are ears.
I'm gonna try the gouge because last time I didn't use the gouge. Last time I used the knife, which was okay, but my hands got tired. And the way Dad demonstrated it in the video, he was pushing away from himself most of the time, but I will probably be pulling.
I am trying to learn to push more because my natural
Oh. Fred, are you still with me?
Yes.
habit is to
Okay.
pull. And
You
got it.
froze. We didn't hear what you said. Try again. Tell me again.
I'm trying to work with using the push more because my natural tendency is to use the pull cut.
And
So I'm trying to work on pushing with both thumbs on the knife, back of the knife, and then sometimes doing the lever cut where you just swinging the knife rather than just curving the knife rather than pushing away. So for smaller cuts.
You lost a red heart.
okay. For this one, we just stop. I'm gonna hone my tool. Get ready.
Okay.
You know I like my number 5.
And here's her home.
Pink horn with pink ears.
It's not in its cubby hole, which is a bad
What?
thing.
One was special.
Oh no. I forgot to share these with you when I came Wednesday. These are working really well for my knives.
For what?
Knives.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This was just some packing I got at work.
It looks like a
I
hard
could
foam.
it's a pretty firm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, it's kept them in place.
Nice.
So I can share that with you guys and pick some more up. If we end up mailing to Fred, maybe I'll send him some. Fred, do you already have something that you like to use for your knives to protect them?
I've been using that rubber tubing, the water line, the
Oh yeah,
see-through that you can
yeah.
buy
Dad did
by the
that.
foot or whatever.
Okay, well, if you already have something.
And then here, there's a guy in Wisconsin that makes wooden knife blade covers, and he puts magnets inside.
Ooh,
So when you slide your blade in, you know, it stays in there. They're like $5 a piece, and they're multiple wood colors, like a charcuterie board or something. Kind of fancy.
wow.
And I
Sounds
bought a
nice.
couple of those. But
All right. And
some guys around here, I think it's at Michael's, you can buy a round, something like that, about that round, and it's spongy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a 3-foot long tube for like $5.99.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can cut it the length you need it.
Mm.
So it kind of turns out to be like that foam you have or something.
Can you do it?
When you draw that circle on the bottom, how far do you round up? Do you round up all the way?
Well, what I did was I
Edge.
went from every edge. I started making just dots, you know, quarter
Huh.
inch. And what I found out, there might be a shortcut here. You know how these came to a peak when you bring your lines down from the quarter here? It came to a peak there, and my circle ended up touching each of those corners. That was pretty cool. But I didn't do a full quarter inch on this side. This side under the chin was shorter. It was a shorter distance to my hole, I noticed. So I just completed my circle kind of. But I started with a quarter inch off each edge. And then I realized it's hitting those corners that I drew when I pulled my lines down right at the peaks perfectly. So making my first cut.
A little higher, so it's more in the middle.
And I'm pushing away. I said I was going to pull. But I'm pushing.
Grab another glue stick to do the edge.
The gouge is faster, I think, than for me than the knife. And I don't worry about these curls I'm getting up because I'm about to come back the other way because that's where my grain changes.
Right.
And I think I'll do my first pass with the gouge and come back with my knife to get a little more accurate.
Can we make another one of these?
Sure.
Because I gave my other one to her. Because
My knife will fit better in this corner here. Under the chin's a little tricky there. Yeah, see, I've got a chunk missing here. So I'm going to, so I'm going to use a knife to clean that up. But I like how it,
Okay, you're just squeezing.
Ziggy, stop. All right, guys, we got less than a minute this time. So I will say we will reconvene here and 10 will be 45 at 10 to your hour. 10
Okay,
to your hour. I'll
Okay.
see you back. All right.
see you
bye.
then.